it! We're 1 year old! Yeah! We're one. This is awesome. If you don't know who I am, my name's Joe, and this is Tabletop Theory. I'm not really going to talk about any kind of important information today. I'm just going to go through a couple of things that I feel like I wanted to tell you about and extend some thank yous to the people that have been a part of this for the last year. As some of you probably noticed, I have started doing some podcast stuff on this channel, although it's not really a podcast if it's in video form. It's been interviews with Kat Oliver, Cheryl Pubbers, and Cheryl, I apologize for mispronouncing your name during the filming of that episode. Peter Young. These are all wonderful people that I got a chance to sit down with and talk to. I've got some more in the pipeline, and I'm looking forward to talking to more people about the projects that they're working on and the things that they do, because as I've learned over the last year, there are a lot of really cool people that are doing a lot of really cool things out in the tabletop RPG world that exists on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, and there's just a ton of really great creative people that I don't feel like enough of you know about, so I wanted to provide my teeny tiny platform to give them an opportunity to share some more information with those of you that may not have ever heard of their projects before. Also, something else I've started doing recently is simulcasting a bunch of the episodes that I release onto Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm going to start to go back and re-release some of the episodes that I've released over the last year onto those platforms as well. You can find me on Spotify at Tabletop Theory. It's pretty much the same thing. And if you've seen any of my old episodes, it's going to be some of that, but basically just in podcast form, because apparently some of my episodes are a little long and people want the opportunity to listen to them in their car instead of just sitting on YouTube. And I get it, so if I can add more fuel to the collective fire of podcasting and streaming, then dang it, I'm gonna do it. Other things that are coming down the pipeline are going to be the potential start of doing book reports. I've been working on something for, almost a few months now of doing a book report on the 3rd and 4th editions of Vampire the Masquerade. Those of you might know them as Vampire Revised and Vampire 20th Anniversary Edition. To me, it will always be the 3rd edition. I wanted to start making some episodes about different role-playing game systems that I've learned about, or I've read, or I've gotten the opportunity to play, and I might even get the chance to sit down with some of the creators of them. So, look forward to that coming down in the future, hopefully. Another thing that I might start working on in the future will be the creation of a Discord server. This is something that over the last year I've learned a lot more about Discord, for better or worse, because a lot of my games moved online and Discord was the platform of choice for a lot of the players. So if I can start utilizing Discord to my advantage to help more directly communicate with all of you, I think it might be something I would do. If it's just an opportunity for you all to come and say hi, that's awesome. Or if it's an opportunity for anybody to come by and ask for help on a game, or maybe ask a way to pick through a problem they might be having with a player or a game master, maybe I can utilize it for that. Let me know. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on using Discord as a way to communicate with you all. Also, something that someone pointed out to me the other day, apparently there are ads on my channel. That's not something that I have any control over. A few months ago, back in, I think it was the beginning of 2021, YouTube sort of put out the word that they're gonna start putting ads on every video on their platform. For those of you that don't know, there's something called a monetization process, which usually, or at least in the past, meant that people who had fewer than 1,000 subscribers and less than 4,000 watch hours in the space of a year don't have ads on their videos. But apparently, I guess Google felt the financial crunch of COVID and decided to start putting ads on every video on their platform. So if you see an ad on any of my videos, I have no control over it. A little bit inside baseball on that. Once I reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within the space of 365 days, then I do get a small cut of all of the advertisements that happen on my channel. But until then, I'm still small time and I'm not getting paid by Google, even if they are making a teeny tiny bit of money off of the people that do watch my videos. And okay, fine, it's their platform, I guess they get to do what they want. No hard feelings. Something else I wanted to do with this video is give you all the opportunity to tell me what you think I need to be doing. Some of my best ideas for episodes have come from all of you. Sometimes that might mean product reviews, sometimes that might mean actual plays, like actually seeing me sit down and run a game. I don't really know how I feel about that. Maybe I could start making some videos about the RPGs or games that I've been kind of creating in my spare time. I do have 2 games that I've been trying to sort of put together in what limited spare time I exist. One of them is a deck building card game about drag racing. The other one is a role-playing game about giant monsters, like with kaiju battles. If you all want to see me do that and kind of watch my thought process with that and be a part of that project, let me know. I've been thinking about ways to sort of create more videos without having to sit and write a whole bunch of scripts. This is sort of a weird video for me because it's almost like a vlog. As a way to learn about my process, I basically have to sit down and write an episode. Here's one that I just recorded. It's probably about 10 pages, and it took me a few weeks to actually put it together, and I don't shoot with a teleprompter. Most of the time I have notes on a music stand that's right below camera frame, and I just sort of riff off of the notes that I write for myself, and then I have to record it and then edit it and then do all the other post stuff. I do it all myself. So from beginning to end, it usually takes about a month of work per video. But I also want to make more because I enjoy making more videos, but I'm trying to come up with new ways to come up with different ideas. Maybe watching me create games would be interesting. I know there are some people that do that on Twitch. Something else I really wanted to talk about was how hard it is to do this kind of work. This has been really like a lot of work. It takes, like I said, about a month to create one of these videos. And there are weeks when I just can't do it with everything that's going on at work and me trying to help run games for my players. It's hard to produce a video twice a month, let alone 4 times a month. I don't know how some of those people do it when they're creating a video every day. It's beyond me right now. But still, doing this as often as I have for the last year has been tremendous. It's been one of the highlights of my week whenever I get a chance to put up a new video and hear what people think about it. I know not all of it's always good, but you know what? That's okay. It gives me an opportunity to learn how to produce better videos in the future. Other things that have been suggested to me would be live streaming. I'm gonna say that I'm probably not gonna do that. I don't really enjoy live streaming. I think it doesn't really allow for a good product, and that's important to me. I want to make sure that the videos that I produce for you all are actually worth watching. And to me, that means reliable audio, good framing, good video, no dropout from bad internet connections. And if I was going to do something like record me running a game of Dungeons and Dragons or Shadowrun or whatever, I wouldn't want it to be on Zoom because so many of us have just spent an entire year doing nothing but being on Zoom meetings. And I would really like to put something like that together where I can run a game for people and then maybe go back with commentary and actually go through the footage and explain why I made the decisions I did as a game master. I think that'd be a lot of fun, but I really don't want to do it live on Twitch, and I really don't want to do it over Zoom. So it's not something I'm going to rule out, but it's something that when the time comes, I'm going to want to do it right. Some of these ideas have come from other people talking to me over the last year, and some of these questions have come from some folks online. I kind of wanted to give the platform to some really great questions that old buddy, who's a really great follower on Twitter and has come up with a lot of wonderful ideas and been a great encourager of mine over the last year. They wanted to ask, so what was my toughest DM moment? Toughest DM moment in the last year was probably having to say no to my players whenever they asked if we could come back to play in person. It was really hard. I know coronavirus has been tough on all of us, some people more than others. Some people have lost loved ones, and that's never easy. But some players wanted to come back and play in person as early as last December, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't in good conscience say, yeah, let's come back to the table. Having my players required to play on Zoom was hard. I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't want to play on Zoom. I don't like playing over the internet. I much prefer to play in person just because I feel like it's a more natural experience. But the thing is, I know a lot of people do play online, and I know a lot of people do prefer that, so that's fine. But when I have players that are saying that they really do miss the interpersonal interaction and they really want to come back and play in person, and I have to say no, that's really hard for me. That's not something I enjoy doing. I really want my players to have the most fun they can with me and with each other. So Over the last year, definitely my toughest DM moment. There's some other questions that were given to me over the last little while that I do want to go and spend a little bit of time talking about, but since this is a little bit of a shorter video, I think I might save them for some afterwards of some videos in the future. But either way, if you do have any more questions for me, feel free to leave them here in the comment section. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter. The other thing I'll say is that those of you that have provided financial support to this channel, that's huge. That I know I say it as sort of a throwaway tagline at the end of every episode, but that was so meaningful to me to be able to get that money and actually recoup some of the cost of creating these videos. But more than that, it was amazing to me to know that there were people out there who believed enough in what I'm doing to actually want to use their own money to help support it. That was really humbling. And every time I get a donation, it always blows me away because it's just kind of like, wow, people actually really enjoy what I'm producing here. And it's really amazing and it's really encouraging to get that. The other thing I want to say is that even if you choose not to donate, which believe me, it's fine, I get it, you don't have to do that. But I also want you to know that every time somebody comments on a video or asks a question on Twitter, that is really, really great. I enjoy reading your comments and I do read every single one of them and I try to respond to every single one of them. If you have ideas, if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have just want to ask a question about how you feel like you can improve your game, I'm here. I want to help. And that's really why I actually created this channel. And that reminds me, I haven't really told anybody why I created this channel. Let me give a little bit of a backstory. This episode's becoming a lot longer than I meant it to, and this is honestly becoming sort of a weird one-take train of thought kind of thing. But anyway, so the reason I created this channel was that I run what's called a supportive gaming group for a group of students, actually several groups of students at the university that I work at. And those groups are designed to help students find community and partnership with other peers and also sort of help alleviate some of the sense of anxiety and loneliness that they might be feeling as new college students. And it's been really successful. And before COVID sort of shut everything down, I had the idea that I was going to help educate. So actually, I didn't even have this idea. Some of my players had this idea. They asked me, hey, we want to learn how to become game masters. And I said, great, I'd be happy to teach you. And they're like, okay, what does it mean? And for the first time in a long time, I actually had to sit and think about how I learned how to run games. And that's how this channel came about, because I wanted to teach my players how they could run their own games. But when coronavirus caused us all to go home, I had some lessons written and I wanted to keep producing them. I wanted to give them to my players. So that's why I made the YouTube channel. Like the first 3 or 4 episodes were the first 3 or 4 lectures I was gonna give to my players at the university in person, but I couldn't because we were all stuck at home. So instead of waiting until we all came back, I put it out on YouTube and a lot of people watched it, and I put out another one and another one and another one. And here I am a whole year later making more, and I'm meeting other people from the community, and I'm gonna be a guest on some shows up here in the future. And it's been a wonderful year. It's just been wild to me to learn about not only what people want to learn about, but also to learn that the type of applied RPG work that I'm doing with my students is something that a lot of other people are doing and having great success at. And that, more than almost anything, is so much more than I would have expected to learn from this experience. Because there are a lot of really wonderful people doing a lot of really cool things to help people using RPGs and assist with their mental health needs. And that's amazing. That's wonderful. That's super freaking cool. So this is what, already almost 17 minutes long? Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching. And more than everything else, thanks for encouraging. And I'm gonna continue to do this, and hopefully you'll continue to watch, and we'll see where it goes. and maybe next year I'll make another one of these and we get to recap how everything's changed for another 365 days. Either way, thanks so much for watching. Take care, be kind, and have fun adventuring.